Oh hey, kind of a crazy time around here in Tindoverse. We have been helping my little brother start his own construction business. So we've got a job going on this week. I have a passion project at my workshop that I'm just dying to complete. So you're going to see us delve into that. But also we've got a trip to squeeze into Nashville where we might do a little drifting. I don't know what's going to happen. It's a crazy week. So we're going to do a lot of back and forth on today's video. Before we get started, please hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on so you can be around for some crazy creative stuff we have coming up. Creative stuff starts here. We're building something awesome today. Stick around. Oh hey, welcome. We have a lot to do at the shop today. On yesterday's episode, you may recall, we tore down a giant barn. And I reclaimed a bunch of the wood, and we're gonna use it in my studio space here to build a sound isolation booth, AKA a vocal booth. Code already has one wall up. We got a lot to do today. Stick around. Josh and I have been listing a bunch of electronics on eBay, several different camcorders, and we just spent like an hour trying to get this camcorder to work. And all it was there was this little lock on. You turn the lock on, it turns the screen off. Turn the lock back on, it works. It's perfectly fine. It records, it holds charge, it's all good. Actually, I've also never seen this, and this almost makes me want to keep it. We have a battery pack that has AA. I've never seen a high 8 camera run off AA's. Yeah, see if it'll run on that, because I have brand new rechargeables in there.
Cool how it was like that.
That's all. It probably run pretty good on it. It might go all day. This just might be our new B cam. What do you think? Tindo channel shot exclusively in high 8 or VHS? Or maybe we could do some big time episodes with it.
Yeah. Heard a beat.
Probably have to go on then off.
Neanderthal.
Not gonna work? Well, the battery pack doesn't work.
So sad.
Interesting. Let me see here. So the power pack plug in the wall works, but there's some pretty bad corrosion on the AAA pack, so we'll get that cleaned up later and see if it works. But those little camcorders sound pretty good for me. Is this wall number 2?
Wall number 2.
With the doorway?
Your door is going to go right here.
Bam.
Door. So it's going to be right here. It's going to be here. And it's going to be here.
Okay. Gotcha. Today in the game room setup, it's Rubber Duck Day. Look at all that. They have not almost, I think, ever really all been on display. So I think that's gonna happen. Also, if you're thrifting in the Western Kentucky, tri-state, I don't know, surrounding states area, and you're not terribly far away, and you find any nice chair, something of this kind of style, or the style doesn't really matter. I need something bright, maybe not yellow, maybe yellow, orange, red. For right now, that chair sits over here, and that's our guest chair, we're calling it. And I don't know, the color's all right. I just want something a little brighter over here. Dakota, you about ready to put that in? Let's do it. When I say let's do it, I mean you do it and I'll film. Oh yes, it's better than I'd ever imagined, to be honest. The ducks are going in. There's just so many.
2.
And just like the Furby up here, we got to buy some stair display things. Some people made some suggestions on what to use to do that. Obviously, this is a common problem for people with collections to display. I like going with stuff like this, but you know, we do have shelf space kind of the same. I could build out a frame, but I really like using these things. They're basically like nail polish display stairs because they're plastic. I can spray paint them yellow. I'm thinking about buying some of those. But we do have so much spare scrap wood laying around, as you guys see what's going on. it wouldn't be too hard for us to build something, but we'll think about it. I just hate building something because, I don't know, it's a little too permanent. Sound isolation booth coming along. We're actually doing it backwards than you normally would. Normally you'd put the outside in, insulate from the inside, and then finish it off that way. We're just doing it backwards because of the supplies that we currently have. He's gonna basically put all the inside in. I'm gonna cover that with foam. Next week or so, I'll insulate it from the outside and then we'll close it up. It's kind of backwards, but that's what we're doing. Josh, did you guys get the battery thing fixed?
Yeah, I got it going.
That's awesome. I've never seen one of these old Sony cams with a adapter for AA's. That's cool. It just had some corrosion. They put some vinegar on it. It works. Everything is going okay today. Shoot Hannah. Shoot Hannah.
I knew you were gonna do it.
I get shot.
Honestly, can't believe it went up this quick. He's about to throw in the other inside wall. And obviously there's some funny business. This stuff's meant to be on the outside. This is like outdoor weather treated stuff. But we need smooth surface inside. We're building this out of free materials, so things are gonna be a little odd. It is time for the Power Rangers, huh?
Oh yeah.
It's a mess over there, ain't it?
Yeah, I looked at it and I was like, gosh, there's just so much to even organize.
Yeah, I've never really made it look great. It's just probably all needs to be spread out and take up the whole shelf. We're in Nashville, Tennessee today. We're gonna go to some Goodwills, some thrift stores. Might as well get it in while we're here. I have to have it.
For what purpose?
To put it on my shelves. It takes these big, stupid, dumb old batteries, but I'm gonna rewire it to like be LED and Nito Frito.
Nito Frito.
There's a whole bunch of Jeff Gordon stuff here, 10 bucks. This stuff's actually cool. If this was at the Goodwill bins, I'd probably buy it. Jeff Gordon, 1995 Winston Cup champion. Cut out of his car. More posters. It is some days later now, and I'm back at the shop. Still working on the vocal booth, isolation booth. Really all I've done is put some Tapcons on the floor to anchor it down, and then you can see here some spray foam I've put in some cracks. Really just going with an anything helps mentality. Creating an isolation booth is kind of a thing that is a diminishing return. Really, 4 walls and closed door will cut your decibel level by half. And then soundproofing insulation, or let's say it'll cut it by a third. Soundproof insulation, maybe another third. And then past that, every little bitty bit you do is just another little sprinkle of sound cancellation or echo dampening, etc. So we're just doing all the extra little stuff we can to just squeeze little bits of sound dampening out of this. That foam in the cracks isn't gonna do a ton, but it's gonna do a sprinkle. Then the only other thing I can do today, I really would love to just stand here and get it finished. But I need to let that foam dry, and then there's a couple places that it might foam up too much that I need to cut it back. Really, just in here, that's the case. I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see it here, but I need the foam squares to butt up against that crack. So a couple places where I went a little too hard, I'm gonna have to kind of saw it back. But once that's done tomorrow, or hopefully as soon as possible, I'm gonna put some foam squares up. And what I'm assuming is that since there's 24 of those in here, they need to air out and decompress. So I'm gonna cut these open, leave them over here on my couch, and then hopefully tomorrow or the next day they'll be ready to go. I do have to wake up tomorrow and help my little brother with a job, so these may not be gotten to tomorrow, but we're gonna try. Where would be my scissors? I don't wanna mess these up. These don't really cut down decibel levels as much as make that go away. They deaden the sound. Oh, these look gross and cheap, and they are a little cheap, but they'll be about 1 inch thick when they're done. I'm gonna go ahead and put this stuff up when it's time, but then later I'll buy some slightly more expensive stuff. This was $5 bargain store stuff, but it's not so much always the quality of foam as it is the shape. And this stuff is really not great. But hey, I said from the beginning, we're going cheap. I really just need a good enough. I've very often, for this channel and for other projects, recorded really simplistic voiceovers. It could always be better in terms of background noise and ratios and stuff, but this is definitely gonna put me light years ahead of quality of sound that we had. If I ever have to do anything for hire, this is definitely gonna be, the quality level will be reachable. I have like 3 more packs of that and I have no idea where they are. Here's one. Once while I was in Phoenix when we first got there, well before we moved here, I really wanted to try to do some voiceover for hire. I thought, you know, I've got an interesting enough voice to do that. But at that time we lived in this apartment right in the line of a landing zone at the airport in Arizona, in Phoenix. So that never really worked out. I couldn't quite get the quality right. Don't know that I'm gonna try to do that now. Really, when I tried to do that in the first place, it was really desperation for money, just, you know, trying Uber and all those types of things. But I filled a closet there with sound foam to get close, but it was still just, those airplanes were so loud. But we're gonna be able to do it. We're gonna be able to do it right here. 2 more bags somewhere. Where are they? There's one right there behind the couch. That's the minimum of the size I expected. And I'm hoping they all deflate that, but I'm quite sure with the quality control we're looking at here, it's not gonna happen. I mean, like, look, that's already deflated to like half the size of these next 10. And that's acceptable. The grooves in there, it's not great, but it's acceptable. If they all look like that, I'll be all right. Here's one that's already been deflating. It's just paper thin. So I don't know how that's gonna go, but we'll come back tomorrow and we'll see. Jeez. This might have actually just been a different brand or quality of pack. Well, we'll put those good pieces right around the area that a vocal mic will go. Interesting. I'm telling you. $5 store. You never know what you're gonna get. Back to paper thing here. It looks like, well, I don't know. Yeah, there was a lot less in that pack. Okay. I think that's all I'm gonna do today. We'll be back to it tomorrow. Okay, Josh, I was here late last night working on the vocal booth, and I started noticing that this foam was awful. Yeah. So Nathan tells me that you're supposed to dunk it in water. Okay. So I've set up a little tarp out here. You can see what I've already done. It looks 100% better. I'm figuring we just dunk it, and then you gotta wring it out, and that's pretty much it.
And just lay it out.
And then let it air up, I guess. Pretty odd. I've never messed with the cheap stuff.
I can already see how that one's kind of come up a little more.
Yeah, I guess by the time it dries out, it'll be real good.
Heck yeah. You can do it. I want to try it.
Dakota wants to try.
How about put a finger through that one?
You gotta wring
Bring
it.
it out a little bit.
Only over the bucket of water.
Yeah, back in the bucket.
Directions, dude.
I tried to do the first one in the sink, and it doesn't want to absorb the water, so I figured
it really doesn't.
dunking it in the bucket would be better.
Get all them air bubbles out.
For sure. There's about, I don't know how many squares there are, but you can list some stuff on eBay, dunk a few, you know, keep it moving. Me and you's got to go work on some doors. The name of the game today is doors. We've already replaced this one. We started on that one, and Dakota's currently in the middle of that one. How many doors do we have to replace? Was it 7, 9?
7 indoor and 1 exterior door.
7 indoors, 1 exterior. That's some work. Also, your phone was ringing, and I don't know how to think. All today's work, we replaced this door, that door, that door, and then 2 closet doors in here, and then 1 in here. And this actually all has to be demoed, and another door is going in there. It's all a little complicated. Still have to do the front door too, but that was a day's work. We're done for now. I wonder if Josh got my foam squares done, you think? Maybe so. It is the next day. We're back at the shop. And yeah, we got work to do. Dakota's gonna cut some stuff to finish up those doors. But all I've thought about since yesterday is this foam and how it would turn out. And it's all impressively dense. It's all pretty good. It's surprising how much it fattened up. I'm gonna stack it all in the office so it doesn't get warped. And I will commence to putting it on as soon as possible. Let's go! Let's go! Vocal booth with light. Just getting started. All the doors are done. Dakota's going around caulking them up right now. Just filling in, you know, the little bits, but they're all attached. And we're just about done with this part of the job. How's it looking?
It's looking pretty good. Need to be painted up after caulking.
For sure. We went down to a smaller trim, so we're not gonna be the ones painting, but we're gonna get her nice and prepped. Oh, and Hannah's here.
Hi.
Look at you, helpy helper, good.
I just showed up to clean up for him.
So we're still in a bit of a startup mode. So every job we're buying a tool or two. Bought a bunch of corded saws and stuff last job, but this job we really needed a nail gun because we're doing all this finishing. Had to have it. I really wanted to buy the DeWalt one, and I've been investing in a few DeWalt tools, but it was almost 3.5 times more for the DeWalt one than this, and this has been working just fine. And I already have so many of the high capacity batteries for Ryobi, whereas a lot of those bigger tools, you really want to use the higher capacity ones for the DeWalt. So I just went with the Ryobi. Had to make a choice. Probably still end up buying the DeWalt one at some point. Alright, well I'm sweating to death because some of these tiles were actually a little bit wet, so I left the door open and the AC off for it to dry. I don't know how well you're going to notice, but more than 50% decibel level is cut from outside from the air conditioner, just from what I have, and that's without sound insulation foam on the outside and the final walls on. So we're really getting somewhere. As you can see here, I didn't do the prettiest job with this foam. The ceiling's better because I glued it all, so you don't get all these little creases from my staples. These will kind of stretch out and breathe back over time, so I'm not too worried about it. It would be ideal to glue them all, but I'm just not going to do that. This foam's too cheap to worry about scraping it off at some point. One of these days when I either score a better load of acoustic foam, this stuff will just crumble right off, and then I will put new stuff up. But for now, this is perfect. I can already just tell from my voice that there's so much less, clapback, echo, reverb, so it's good. But thanks guys for hanging out. This is going to be the end of this. I pretty much have used all of the spare materials laying around I have to do this, so until I go buy some insulation stuff, I will not continue with the booth. It'll be a couple of days. I'll get back to it. But this is already good. This is already, turn the air conditioner off, put a microphone in here. This is already 1,000 times better than what I had. I was going to end the video right there, but I actually did some recording with the vocal booth in the days after filming all of this, and there's actually some really interesting results. So check this out real quick before we go. I'm going to play you a clip of my guitar amp just in the room that you guys have seen me put all my music stuff in, and then the second clip will be the guitar amp inside the vocal booth. And basically what you're going to see very clearly is that without the booth in that square big room, guitar is just super muddy. And then inside the booth, even without it being finished with foam and no insulation, it sounds so much better. So I just want you guys to imagine how much better it's going to sound when it's done. But that's it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate it. That was a long week, and I really intended for that to be multiple days worth of videos, but we had those jobs going on, and it just kind of turned into a week video. But I'm happy to have that vocal booth working. I'm working really hard behind the scenes and on camera to make that room just an awesome studio. So I'm enjoying it. Until next time, guys, check the links below. Go join our Discord, stuff like that. Hit the subscribe button for sure. Until next time, peace out.